I was at the thrift store not too long ago, and I found this shirt. And if you think that I was going to pass up this shirt, even though it is definitely the wrong size, no. Because this was my absolute favorite movie when I was growing up. Loved it. And I was like, I'm going to do something with it because I need that shirt. Then, as I was going around, I found this, like cover-up type shirts, you know? See my Lowe's receipt? Why do I even have that there? Okay. This shirt. And we're going to take, I need to iron this clearly. We're going to take this off. We're going to cut this up, and we're going to put them together to make a mutant shirt. Y'all, things that are funny. I'm sitting and I'm doing a project, and I was like, oh, I need to get my iron. So I walked through the kitchen to go get my iron, got into the kitchen, saw my water bottle sitting there. I was like, oh, I need to get some water. So I got some water, and then started walking back out of the kitchen with my water bottle, and then stood there going, I don't remember what I was doing. I was going to my iron. Literally all I needed to do was go get my iron. Okay, so this is what that's supposed to look like. But before I burned it, this is what it looks like. So I will probably put some stitches in to make sure that lays flat. Because that looks, oops, I just kicked the camera. That looks way more better. Hope all the grammar people are losing it in the comment section now. Way more better. Okay. Did you get your tail, Ollie? Don't let that tail get you. Okay. That looks good. I like that a lot better now. Okay. To the side. Now, what I'm thinking, and I did at first think about just cutting out the front of the t-shirt to add in here, because I really like the back, but I would kind of prefer a t-shirt kind of neckline, you know? So, I don't think I'm going to do that. That would also make this a little bit wider. Like, this fits the way it is, but I think a little bit wider would be better. So just gonna, like, as a t-shirt, it's going to go on and off. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this out, and then this the front part I'm not cutting, and the back part, I'll get it all lined up, and I'm just going to cut at the same place on the back. And then I'll cut the t-shirt out and then just stitch those together. So, let me get everything moved around. Now, to cut the t-shirt, it doesn't have to be perfectly even because, you know, sometimes t-shirts aren't made all that great. But you do want it to be smooth. You don't want any lumps or bumps or anything like that. So I just spent time making sure I got it really smooth. I folded it up so that it would fit on my little cutting mat. And then I measured carefully to decide how far I wanted to cut it from, you know, like the neckline. That way I could get it the same on both sides. And then I just cut it. And again, because I measured, I want it to be the same on both sides. So then measured over to the next side, lined that up on my cutting mat, and just cut it. This was the easy one to cut, because, you know, it's easy. Also, I should have done something about that bottom seam. Now, this one was a little bit harder to decide where to cut, so I kind of wish I'd done it a little bit differently, but I actually really like the way it worked out, so it's okay. Also, funny story, my friends gave me this years ago, and I was like, oh, it's so cute. And I just recently realized it was supposed to be a pin cushion. Yep, years. Anyway, I like turtles, so they gave me a turtle pin cushion that I now know is a pin cushion. Okay, so I spent time laying this out and trying to make sure this is even and flat. So because of the shape of it, ended up cutting down at the bottom more towards the center. So what I kind of wish I'd done is spent the time to lay and found another surface where I could actually do this, but lay the whole thing out and then start cutting up the center and cut this more of a triangle in the back, because that's what the shape ended up being, and it probably would have been a little bit straighter. But I didn't. And it's okay, because it all worked out in the end. So I just started cutting. I couldn't figure it out, so I finally just was like, whatever, I'm going to cut here and go along the little lace. Wow, that was a struggle. The little red lacy part. And I cut that all the way up, and then I just did the same thing on the other side, which was admittedly a little bit more of a struggle because now I only had part of the shirt. But I did eventually get there and make it all work out. And if you happen to be enjoying this video, if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button for me, that helps me out and gets my video to more people. And it doesn't cost you anything, right? So if you could like, share, subscribe, do all the things, hit all the buttons. I promise this is not a video of just my shoulder. You just get my shoulder while I'm cutting. You know, if you want to leave a comment, you don't need to comment on my shoulder. Comment on how good the shirt is. Also, because it was hard for me to get good footage of me sewing. I have no footage of me actually sewing this because I couldn't find a good place to put my camera where you could actually see it. So I kind of need to think through my setup. So I've got the pins here, and it actually, I can't move my camera. There's something in the way, but it goes down the bottom of the cover up is pretty close to the bottom of the shirt, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'm going to add a few more pins and then flip it over and pin the back, which, because of the way I pin this, because I want this to be seen, this raw edge on the back will also have to be seen, which is not ideal. It'll be fine, but I will keep an eye out for something like this that I could use to cover up that raw edge, because the shirt doesn't have more of that. It'll be fine. It won't be the worst. But this is rayon, so it is gonna, as it gets washed and stuff, it's gonna start to fray here. So I don't really want that to, it won't be terrible, but not really what I want. So, but I am saving you the watching me pin. But I'm gonna do this here, do the back side, and then do the same thing on the other side. And because I forgot to say, I just lined it up at the shoulder. I started pinning here and then pin down this way, and then I'll flip it over with starting here and then flipping over. Make sure that all the seams, like the shoulder seams, all line up. It's tempting to start at the bottom and work your way up, but you know, start at the shoulder and work your way down. Here is this attached, and this side isn't attached yet. And I know you can't really see. The stitches are right here. So I used a stitch, it goes like this way, but then it kind of goes, my machine said that this is a good stretch stitch. And then this material over here doesn't stretch, but this gives it a little bit of stretch. And I ended up going this way and on this side because I did want this to be held down so it doesn't curl up. And that looks nicer. Right, so now I just have to do the other side. Here's the back. You can see this doesn't really go straight. But I actually used a different stitch that goes over the whole thing. I don't have a serger. This is just a stitch on my sewing machine to go over the whole thing and hopefully reduce fraying. You can see like how much this is going to start fraying. So hopefully that will kind of help. I think I may have missed that spot right there. Oh well. And then right here, I did come all the way down and stitch these together on the underside. I actually, well, you can't see. I stitched this side all the way down and then came in and did this side all the way down. So both sides are actually stitched, excuse me, all the way down. And then this just comes down to connect them down the middle. And there is extra fabric and stuff under here. Like right here, extra t-shirt fabric. But I'm not really worried about it. We'll see. It didn't bother me when I tried it on, so we're going to go with it. And now, let's show you what it looks like. Alright, are you ready to see it? Look how cute. Wait, what? I love this shirt so much. Oh my gosh, and you can see I did end up cutting the neckline off just underneath the stitching. And this lies flat because it's all stitched down. Look. Yay. I love it. I think it's so cute. And I have made some modifications to this shirt, if you happen to remember when I made that one. And now I'm going to show you the modifications I made for that shirt. Okay? Hang on just a second. Okay, remember? Mike Wazowski, the black strip, and then flannel. Really cute, but I didn't quite like the way it fit. Felt like it was too short and not, I don't know. I also didn't like the sleeves. But I found this at the thrift store. This is one of those little, not really a wrap, but it keeps you warm. It goes, right? Goes over your shoulders, around your neck. Just kind of sits there, right? Usually they're bigger than this because I cut the pieces off. So cute. And I was like, oh, I know what I wanted to do with that. It was like 99 cents, maybe $1.99. So I cut parts of it off. Made sleeves. So cute. And look. I added it to the bottom as well. And it's just real simple. Nothing major. I'm not tall enough. Just kind of stitched it on there with a fun little stitch. And kind of let it kind of ruffle over a little bit in a few spots so it would fit. And I also added some stitching to the edge here just to help keep this from fraying. And I liked the shirt, and now I love this. This is one of my favorite shirts to wear now. And one more thing, if you happen to be interested, I've been playing around with making shirts, and I made two that are too small for me, and they're not my daughter's size. There's this one, which, who doesn't love Bambi? Originally I did think my daughter would want that one, and she didn't. And I also made this one because I needed to make a Barbie shirt. And they're both so cute, but I don't have anything to do with them. So if you're interested, they are available for sale on my Etsy shop. Thanks. And now, let me show you some pictures of the other shirt, you know, without me in it. Thanks for watching and stay tuned to find out what Heather does next time.